Hi there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. So today's sequence is really focused on opening up the front of the hip, a little bit of the outer hip, and so we'll do a little bit of active mobilizing as well as some strengthening and just a little bit of deeper release work as well. If you've got a block, that would be really handy, or maybe even a bolster. We'll use that a little bit towards the end of the practice. So make sure you're nice and comfortable and we'll make a start. We're going to make a start in our child's pose to begin with. So bringing the big toes together, opening the knees out a bit wider than the torso, and then just walking the hands forward. And up to you, if you want to be quite relaxed with the arms, feel free to go for that. Otherwise, we're going to just start to be quite active with the arms. So lifting the elbows off the mat, pressing down through the inner edges of the hands. Starting to connect with your breathing here. Gently lengthening out the inhale and slowing down the exhale. And if you have had your arms quite relaxed, start to lift them up off the mat now, engaging through the both sides of the body, feeling that length all the way from the outer edges of the hands down into the hip crease. As you inhale, lengthening out through the waist, and you might be able to reach your hands a little bit further forward. As you exhale, pressing the hips down towards the heels. And just one more time. Inhaling to lengthen. And then exhale, pressing the hips down. And then taking an inhale to shift the weight forward into your tabletop position. Just setting up the wrists underneath the shoulders or just slightly forward of the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and starting to take a few cat-cows to begin. Inhaling to release the belly down, lift the sternum forward and up, lifting the eyes. As you exhale, pressing the mat away from you, tucking the tailbone under, tucking the chin in towards the chest, and then again inhaling, arching through the spine, and then as you exhale, C-curve, pressing the middle part of the spine up towards the ceiling, pressing the mat away, and then one more time, inhaling, and then exhaling, and then coming back to your neutral spine here. We're going to bring this right leg up, and then bring it back down, and then we're taking some circles, so taking it out to the side, behind you, and back down. So just taking some circles with this right hip in this 90-degree position. Thinking about lifting the front of the body up towards the back body. So we're warming up through the hip and exploring this kind of active mobilizing through the hip joint. You might notice that you want to really shift the weight over to the left here, but try to bring the weight slightly over towards the right. And then let's change the direction. We're going to go back and then out to the side and close. Back to the side and close. And again. Stay connected with your breath here. Just a few more. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then closing the foot down, tucking the toes under, press back into your down facing dog. You might want to pedal out through the feet a few times. Lengthening out through the breath. And then settling the heels back down. Take an inhale to unfurl into your plank position. Feeling free to lengthen out the position. Looking towards the top edge of the mat. Press the mat away from you. Take an inhale. As you exhale, walk the hands back towards the feet. Drop the heels down. Bend through the knees and take a spinal roll to come all the way up to standing. Arms out to the side. Inhale. Palms together. Exhale. Forward fold here. Feeling free to bend through the knees as much as you need to. Walk your hands back out into your down-facing dog. And then let's come down into our tabletop once again. Release the tops of the feet. Extend that right leg back, lifting it up level with the torso, and then bending into that right leg. Reach this left hand back, trying to hold the inner edge of that right foot. Starting to kick that right knee up towards the ceiling. Maybe lifting the eyes forward. Think about opening through the front of that right hip. Keep breathing. Taking one more inhale, kicking up, and then gently releasing it back down. Let's take those hip circles with the left side. Let's take that left hip up first, and then come back down, out to the left, and then behind, and close. To the left, behind, and close. Let's keep going here. Checking in with your breathing. This is a very simple action, but it generates a little bit of heat in the body. Thinking about lifting the front of the body away from the mat. Keeping the back of the neck long. Open breath. Two more in this direction. And then let's change direction. Go back to the side and close. Back to the side and close. And on this side, the weight naturally gravitates over to the right, and you want to just keep centering it back towards the left. Let's go 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Closing it down. Tuck the toes under. Press back into your down facing dog. Take a breath. Taking one more inhale. As you exhale, unfurl the spine forward into your plank position. Looking towards the top edge of the mat. And then on the next exhale, walking your hands back towards your feet. Drop the heels down. Bend the knees to spine roll all the way up. Inhaling, palms and hands come together. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Relax the head down. Soften through the knees. Walk your hands back out into your down facing dog. And then coming down into your tabletop. Extending this left leg away, lifting it up level with the torso and then bending into that left leg. Circle that right hand back, holding the inner edge of that left foot and starting to kick that left knee up. Looking forward with the eyes. Find the breath. Taking one more inhale, kick up a little bit higher. And then exhale, release it down. Bring the knees together, tuck the toes under and sit back towards the heels for a moment. Let's interlace the fingers in front of the chest and then just give the wrists a little bit of a circle. So we've been on our wrists for a little while. So release them out. And we're just giving them a little bit of a figure 8. Let the breath slow down. Just another couple of moments here. And then release the hands down, interlace the fingers behind the back, trying to press the heels and hands together if you can. Draw the hands down towards the mat and then maybe lift the chest, possibly lift the eyes. And if it feels comfortable, you can let the head relax all the way back. And then taking an inhale, coming back up to center, release those hands. Come back onto the hands. Separate the feet hip distance apart, coming into your down facing dog. Just taking a couple of breaths in your down facing dog. Sealing down through the inner edges of the hands. Steady gaze with the eyes. Right
rising up onto the balls of the feet, taking that right leg up into your three-legged dog. Take an inhale. As you exhale, stepping that right foot forward in between the hands, come down onto the left knee, release the top of the left foot down, and then circle the arms up into your low lunge position here, grounding down through that right heel. Take an inhale to lift the sternum, lift the eyes, and then circling the arms back behind you. Place the hands onto the back of the pelvis, fingers pointing up. And you can use the thumbs to drop the tailbone down, squeeze the elbows in. Maybe allowing that hip to go a little bit further forward. Taking one more big inhale. And then exhale, releasing the hands down by the front foot, framing the front foot. Taking one more inhale. And then as you exhale, let's straighten into this front leg. Flex the foot towards the face and walk those hands a little bit further back. Use your block here if you need to. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, walking the hands a little bit further forward. Thinking about that sternum reaching forward towards that front foot. And then let's bend into the front leg. Tuck the back toes under. Step back into down facing dog. Just taking a moment here. And then bring this left heel in towards the right foot. And then taking that right leg up, and you can let that right hip turn out here. Keep pressing evenly into both hands for the moment. Bending into this right knee. Drawing that left quadricep up. And then if you'd like to start to bring this left hand a little bit further back, so you might just touch the toes or touch the outside of that left leg. Or if you can, you might be able to reach back and hold the inner edge of that right foot. Starting to kick that right knee up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. For 3, for 2, for 1. Gently release. Left hand down. Come back, both feet down, feet hip distance apart. Take an inhale, rise up onto the balls of feet. Take that left leg up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, step it forward in between the hands. Come down to the right knee. Release the top of the right foot down. Sweep the arms up into your low lunge, lifting through the front of the body. Lift the sternum, lift the eyes. Take an inhale. As you exhale, circle the hands back. Place the fingers and the palms onto the back of the pelvis. Use the thumb to drop the tailbone down, shifting the weight slightly forward. Lift the sternum, lift the eyes. Maybe squeezing those elbows in together. Keep lifting through that front, the two front hip bones, and maybe shift the weight a little bit further forward into that front leg. One more inhale, and then exhale, releasing the hands down, frame the front foot. Taking one more inhale, and then as you exhale, straight into this left leg. Flex the left foot towards the face, walking your hands back. Taking one more in-breath, and then as you exhale, coming forward over the front leg, maybe walking the hands a little bit further forward. Long, smooth breaths. Just as much as you can. And then let's bend into the front leg. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the knee off and step back into your down facing dog. Taking a moment in your down dog. And then bring that right heel in towards the left foot. And then let's extend that left leg up into your three-legged dog, and you can let the hip turn out. Keep both hands pointing, pressing down to start off with. Bend into this left knee, and then starting to bring this right hand back, either just towards that right foot, outside of the leg, or maybe catching the inner edge of that left foot, starting to kick that left knee up. Keep breathing. For 3, for 2. Maybe kick the knee up a little bit higher for 1. Gently release. Both hands down. Both feet down. Just taking a moment in your down dog. And just finishing off your last exhale here. And then looking forward towards the hands, let's come down onto the knees, sitting over to one side. Just taking the legs out in front of you. Just make sure that you have your block nearby now. And then lie down onto your back. Just take a moment, just to allow the back surface of the body to rest down onto the mat. Then grab your block, placing the block in between the thighs. Feet stay parallel. Taking an inhale, as you exhale, lifting the hips up, just coming into your bridge here. Just slightly squeezing that block, activating through the inner thighs. Turn the palms to face down. Just feel the contact of the soles of the feet with your mat. And then option here to extend the left leg long so it's level with that right thigh. Keep squeezing the block, keep both the legs parallel. Keep that left hip level with the right. For 3, for 2, for 1. Placing that left foot down. Take a moment with both feet. And then let's extend the right. Gently squeezing the block. For 3, for 2, for 1. Placing that right foot down. Just the last couple of breaths. Both feet down. Take one more inhale and then exhale. Release it down. Grab your block. And then we're going to place the block on that middle height here, just underneath the pelvis. If that feels too much, you could just have it flat, or you could even just be using your bolster or your cushion here. You want to set it up so it's on the flat part of the pelvis, a little bit upper up, a little bit higher up, I should say. And releasing the arms down by your side. Just take a couple of moments just to let the pelvis settle in. And then let's bring the right knee in towards the chest. Just make sure that you're feeling like you're going to stay supported. You might need to make some adjustments. Bringing the right knee in towards the chest, interlacing the fingers around the front of the shin if you can, or maybe behind the thigh. And then if it feels comfortable to do so, extend that left leg away, flexing the left foot. Pressing through the inner edge of that left leg. Slowing down the breathing. And as that right knee draws in towards the chest, keep pressing away through that left foot. One more full breath. And then bringing the left foot back and the right foot back down. And then let's swap it around. Bring that left knee in, interlacing the fingers around the front of that left shin. And then option here to extend that right leg long, flexing through the right foot. So trying to squeeze that left knee in, slightly to the side towards that left armpit, but both shoulder heads stay down, or both back of the right shoulder in particular stays down on the mat. Keep pressing the inner edge of that right foot forward. Stay connected to the breathing. Taking one more big inhale. Staying for the exhale. Try to squeeze the knee in. And then bringing that right foot back and then the left foot back. Both feet down. And then this next one's just an option to extend both legs long. So one leg at a time, releasing out. And if you can, you're letting the legs be quite relaxed. Just see how this feels in your lower back. If it's too strong, just keep both feet flat onto the mat. Arms release, palms facing up. Maybe closing down the eyes.
2 more full breaths here. And then rotating the feet back to parallel and bring the feet back flat onto the mat. Press down through the feet to lift the hips up off the block. Pop the block off to the side. Lower the hips back down. And then let's take the counter pose here by bringing the knees in towards the armpits. Coming into a happy baby, holding the outsides of the shins or the outsides of the feet. Trying to squeeze the knees in towards the armpits as you press the back of the pelvis down onto the mat. Relaxing the shoulders. Maybe taking a little rock from side to side. And then let's bring the feet flat onto the mat. Bringing that right ankle on top of the left thigh. Thread the right hand through the center. Holding the front of that left shin if you can. Squeezing the legs in. And if it feels good to close down your eyes, you can close your eyes. Taking one more inhale here. As you exhale, squeeze the legs in a little bit more. And then let's release that left foot down. Place the right foot down and we'll just swap it around. So left foot on top of that right thigh. Thread the left hand through the center. Interlacing the fingers around the front of that right shin. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, drawing the legs in towards you. Noticing if you can let go of any unnecessary effort here. Taking one more full breath, inhale, and staying for the exhale. And then releasing that right foot down, release the left leg down, making yourself comfortable and releasing the legs all the way long into Shavasana. Make sure that you feel warm, feet fall away from one another, arms away from the sides of the body. Lifting the shoulders up and slide the shoulder blades down the back and then placing the upper body back down. And just allowing your whole body to settle into the mat. Allowing the muscles of the face to soften. Releasing the jaw, soft shoulders and soft belly. Allowing yourself to come to complete rest for the next couple of minutes. Please feel free to stay resting here if you'd like to. If you're ready to start moving again, let's start to deepen into the breath, allowing the breath to fill the whole body. And when you're ready, let's extend the arms up above the head, lengthening out through the fingertips, lengthening out through the toes. Take a really big inhale to reach out, and then as you exhale, let everything soften. Bending the knees up one at a time, rolling over onto the side of your choice, and then just starting to make your way up to a seated position. Just finding a comfortable seat. Resting the hands down onto the thighs, closing down the eyes. Feeling into the length of the entire spinal column. Just observing any change from when you started the practice to now. And bringing the palms of the hands together into your prayer in front of the chest, bowing the head down towards your hands. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice today. Namaste.